thinking pearls would be the next big thing for men. You know, you got the pink shirts, right? You throw some ice on a gangster medallion and put it on a string of, 36-inch pearls.
Well, Andre 3000 wears them on his wrist.
Well, I know he does, but I'm talking about just throw them on the neck. And they come in pink, they come in blue, they come in white. You know what I'm saying? Nice pearl necklace for all you gay rappers.
How you doing?
This it right here. Miss a day, miss a whole lot. Coming through your speakers, boy. It's Wendy, man.
Hey, everybody. Shout out to the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, founded on this day 92 years ago. They're celebrating their 92nd Founders Day. And Minion reminded me of that. So shout out to the ladies of the red and white. Congratulations. Queen Latifah is going to be the host of the 47th Annual Grammy Awards. Queen Latifah, that's a good look for her. She's also nominated for something or another. I haven't gotten a grasp on what she's nominated for, but that's great for Queen Latifah. And she's also going to perform on the show. So good for Latifah. She's a friend to the show. I like her. They say Nick and Jessica are going to renew their wedding vows. Already? Yeah, already. Didn't they just get married? Or maybe it's us thinking they just got married because we're still calling them newlyweds based on their show. And guess who's going to be testifying against Michael Jackson? I said against Michael Jackson. Martin Bashir. And people say this show is a swoop down. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Damn, at least somebody didn't come in and give a good interview and then I testify against them in court. I wouldn't even answer the phone. As much as I love the drama. There's something about that, damn, Bashir. But I love the drama, so carry on. Martin Bashir, that's the one who did the documentary Living with Michael Jackson, the man with the accent. He's scheduled to appear as a witness for the prosecution on March 1st. The trial is set to begin on January 31st. And Bashir is testifying against Michael. And he saw a lot and everything like that. Wasn't there some sort of confidentiality? You can't, talk against me, not in court, like no nothing. But then when the court calls, I guess all those papers get torn up because the law is saying you must testify. Oh, who's seen the ads for Joan and Melissa on the red carpet for TV Guide? Joan, I'm so sad for you. I'm so sad. I love Joan Rivers. And I'm all for, all the surgery that she's had. Just because it's not so much the woman, of a certain age thing, because I wouldn't allow my mom to do it. But my mom is a retired woman who lives in Miami. If she was on TV trying to pop in teas still, then I would say, Mommy, it's time for a tuck, a lift. You understand what I'm saying? But, and I can't say that's plastic surgery gone bad. I just say that that's what happens when you get a certain age. Even after all that plastic surgery, you start to look a scary mess. How is Dick Clark doing, by the way? Okay. Well, I don't know what channel the TV Guide channel is on my TV. I got to find it because I got to see their TV Guide Golden Globes red carpet. I got to look at that in action. Because I can't figure out for the life of me. I know they had final approval of the pictures and the advertisements. So you got to figure, wow, Joan, it's just, I had no idea Duane Martin, Tisha Campbell's husband, has a sports agency, a sports management agency. Yeah.
How you doing?
That I knew. Hey, Will Smith. By the way, Will and Jada look fabulous on the cover of the new Essence magazine, and the pictures inside are sick. Just to know that, their husband and wife, and they've managed to smooth out the ex-wife and incorporate the whole tribe of, kids into it. Just, and they're young, and they still listen to, they got the game music rolling in the cars, and I just love what they represent. I do. And I love their unity. And no sideways comments. Just Will and Jada, just keep doing the damn thing. This wasn't a conversation about Will and Jada, but I told you I was going to talk about them today just because I wanted to acknowledge the beauty of the Essence magazine with them on the cover. And then inside, the beautiful pictures to follow up. This is really, I started off talking about Duane Martin, who happens to be Will's very close friend.
How you doing?
For the past 17...
Ow. How you doing?
Ow.
How you doing?
Come on. Come on.
Ow. Ow.
Tisha, I'm sorry. Tisha. Sorry. Hey, Tashina Arnold, you too, though. Tisha Campbell, I'm sorry. It is what it is. For the past 17 years, he has been running Impact Sports Management. And he doesn't even self-plug, which I find big. And this is what he says about self-plugging and letting everybody know that this is his sports management company. He says, I decided not to do that because people might look at it as a gimmick. Puffy, Jermaine Dupri, Master P have all tried running sports management companies and pretty much failed because a lot of times the athletes were second fiddle to the star representing them. This sports management company has been going on since 1987.
Wow.
I think that's fabulous. I haven't read the whole story to find out who he's managing and stuff like that, but I'll come back with that tomorrow. But I think that's absolutely fabulous. And it must make it real easy on your social life, Duane. All those in-house men that you manage. That's all. Come on. Why are you killing me?
How you doing?
Oh, boy. So, guess what? Jamie Foxx is looking at doing the Mike Tyson story like the Ray Charles story, which, to me, that's good news for Mike Tyson. Because I don't think that Jamie Foxx is going to throw him under the bus. I mean, you got to tell it like it is, Jamie. But maybe put a little coating over it. I mean, for the dramatic effect, don't hide nothing. But for the love of Mike, put a little coat on it. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Oh, I would love to see the Mike Tyson story on a big screen. I would love to see that. Go, Jamie, go. Mike, make sure you get some paper from this, please, to start paying off some of your $40 million or $400 million debt. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about Duane Martin and all those men at the sports management company. Hey, Duane. Oh, Saved by the bell, honey, because I was about to go all into it. There's always tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. I love you for listening today. Please come back tomorrow in spite of what you hear. We'll talk tomorrow, same time, same place, and same bat channel. Bye-bye.
These party people. See you later.
Cause I'm saying bye-bye.
Good night.
Program complete.
New York City, keep it where you got it. The bonus hour is next. I've had the crock pot going all day since about 4 o'clock. I cut up all my vegetables earlier this morning and my chicken and stuff, and I'm making some homemade chicken noodle soup. Because it's still winter, even though the weather is crazy. And I don't know about you, I feel a little like a cold, but maybe not. They say chicken noodle soup, particularly if it's homemade, there's something about the love in it and, whatever. All I know is I can't wait to get home and dive into it. It's been on a slow cook on the crock pot since 3 o'clock. Yeah. Can't wait. I love the crock pot. You ever throw a chicken in the crock pot with some garlic and cut up onions and stuff, and you let it sit there all day, and when you come back in, the meat is falling off the bone, just like a gourmet meal. Well, it's the Wendy Williams Experience at WBLS 107.5 with today's R&B and classic soul. And WBLS, we've had an ongoing affair with the Shadow nightclub. It's free tonight because it's Thursday night. The Shadow is free every Thursday night. Tomorrow night is Friday. DJ Bent Rock's going to be there mixing live. And then Saturday, the legendary Chuck Chill Out on the mix. And then Sunday, because a lot of us don't have work or school Monday, I'll be working, but you know. Go out and treat yourself to a nice night at the Shadow on Sunday night, particularly if you're single, because they're having their Find Your Match party. That's, $10 gets you in all night, but ladies are in there free before midnight. And that's the Shadow. I've got some passes coming up later this hour for Deaf Poetry Unplugged, or Deaf Poetry Plugged. So I'll be giving those away later, but right now, we're not giving them away. Okay. Hello?
Hi, Wendy.
Hi.
I just have to tell you, I've come up the closet of listening you. I was an in-closet Wendy Williams listener, but now I'm out.
Okay,
and I put my fist for you when you be talking all your mess and when you be dragging on, Wendy, too.
Sometimes I do lose my train of thought,
I know,
right?
Wendy, and then you get me all crazy, and then I don't be knowing where to come back to. What story we talking about?
I'm trying to do better. But, so many things go on here in the studio, and I got so much going on in my head, but I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to stay focused, and I appreciate you. What was keeping you in the closet for so long? You were embarrassed?
Wendy, no, I'm a mother of two, and I do a lot of social gatherings. That's all I'll say right now. And I couldn't put my fist to you back then, but I'm out now, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, good. Well, welcome out here.
Thank you, Wendy, and tell Audie, I love him. He's a character on his own.
All right, thank you.
Bye, Wendy.
Bye-bye. Hello.
Hey, Wendy.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Luxuriating in the bonus hour.
I know. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Listen, I was listening earlier. You had your blind item.
Okay, let's not talk names. What would you do if you were her?
Okay. If I was her, I would have kept it. I would have kept it.
After weighing all the options, right? 35.
Yeah, when was you going to have another kid? But listen.
What?
I can't figure out who it is, though. I'm at a stump.
Oh, my gosh.
I can't figure it out. I can't.
All right, I'll get Tourette's.
You what? Repeat that?
I'll get a Tourette's moment, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for listening.
Okay.
The great thing about the radio is that it's free. Isn't this the best entertainment? It's free. Hello?
Hello. Hey, Wendy.
Hi.
Hi. I just want to ask about the blind item.
I'm not talking.
Okay. Can I talk? Damn. All right. I just want to talk about the crowd for the straight girl.
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Oh, I just thought it was real. It wasn't like the people there was real everywhere. It wasn't focused on like one focus of like fashion or food or grooming like Choir for the Straight Guy was. You know what I'm saying? It was like everywhere. Like I didn't know which guy was for what or what the area.
Oh, they don't break it down like that? Who does what on the show?
No.
Do you like it? Are you going to revisit it again or you're finished?
Oh, I turned it off before it even finished.
Oh. What did you turn to?
What did I turn to? It was 10 o'clock. I just went to bed.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you listening, and thanks for that report. Actually, nobody called me to let me know how that show was today.
Yeah.
How did Honey Labrador do?
The lesbian?
Yeah.
Oh, she was like a dude.
Yeah, but how did she do?
Like, she was all right. She was all right. She was all right.
All right.
It wasn't, they don't say, oh, be careful of the lesbian, but, she wasn't really,
yeah,
crazy about, Yeah. It wasn't that, interesting.
All right. Well, thank you for filing your report.
Okay, thank you. I love your show, Wendy.
Thank you. I love you for listening. Dina Mason, who works for a romance company, says that there is stuff that tightens the area, ladies. At her company, they call it like a virgin, and they sell it for $15.50. And she says that the active ingredient is alum. Short for aluminum, but alum. I'm sure it's not aluminum, but, alum. Is that the first ingredient in deodorant? I have this friend who does radio in Boston. His name is Mark Clark, but we were best friends back in college. No, just friends. And he used to tell me, and I forgot where he got this, that deodorant's first ingredient, which is something like alum, is the cancer-causing agent. And so whenever he put deodorant on, it would just be one swipe, like as little as possible, and then he'd chase it with a bunch of baby powder. You know, I'm like, one swipe, or, one little I'm like, you don't He said, no, alum. If there is something to tighten, I wouldn't use it. Isn't that crazy? Because I'd go under the knife and all like that, but I'd be scared. And how loose do you have to be for your man to be complaining? I mean, isn't the loose factor in his size, as opposed to? I mean, aren't our bodies conditioned to push out an 11-pound baby and still snap back? I mean, I just find the Kegel works perfect for me, and I don't do that all the time. When I get a fax to remind me, I might sit here and hold it for a beat and then let it go. But thanks though, Dina. I just finished during the break, when the Peace Party people, haha, see you later. And then we flipped the syndication switch to only New York. So during that time, I was on the website ordering my Valentine's Day ensemble. Do you order those? Do you get those still? You go out and you get a little something. Even if you've been in your relationship for a month of Sundays, do you buy anything special for Valentine's Day? I mean, it's the same old coochie, just dressed up in something different. You know what I mean? I do. Shout out to figleaves.com/diva. I got $20 off and free shipping. I mean, they always have, some type of special going. All lacy and stuff. Anna Kournikovas down with them. And Carmen Electra. They have good stuff. The girl from The Sopranos who plays Tony Soprano's sister. I was, actually, they have a showroom here in New York, Fig Leaves. I think it's not open to the public, though. They just know that I buy a lot of stuff there, so I was invited to the showroom. And when I went up there, she was there. Tony Soprano's sister on the show. And she was trying on a bunch of stuff. Because, lingerie is not just meant for, the perfect body or the skinny girl or whatever. Sometimes that's what I get disgusted with. Excuse me. You know what? I think we had a Red Lobster earlier. Shout out to the Red Lobster on 41st and 7th Avenue. They sent up a bunch of food. Red Lobster's big sponsors here on the Wendy Experience, and they sent up a bunch of tasty things. But everything that we got, because might be losing weight, but I still have fat thoughts. They called and they said, "What do we want?" And I'm like, broiled, steamed. And then I was like, oh, hell. I lost my 15 pounds on LA weight loss, and I'm on maintenance. But, I do love butter and cream. I still have fat thoughts. Everything that we got was butter, cream, rich. Just so now, just a little phlegmy. Well, what I was going to tell you guys about Ashley Simpson is that there's apparently this online petition going on begging her record label to drop her. Wow, the backlash is bad since SNL. Oh, and I read the rest of the article dealing with Daryl. What's his name? Damn, I was just talking about him. Tisha Campbell's husband. Duane Martin, I'm sorry. Damn. Anyway, his big break came. First of all, he's a partner. And it's just he and his partner with this sports management agency. Now, this show, All of Us, even that turned out to be a hit. But if it didn't, I was under the impression that he'd be another out-of-work actor. You know what I mean? It's great to know that he's got, and he's been doing this longer than he's been doing that. So Art came in the room and said he used to play for the Knicks. I had no idea. He played for the Knicks for a short minute, Duane Martin. I didn't even know he was that tall. I never met him before. Anyway, apparently, he and his partner's big break came when a wide receiver by the name of Chris Carter was barred from the 1987 NFL draft because the league had restrictions on early entries. Do you remember that point in sports history, Dave?
I remember that point.
Okay. Well, apparently Martin and his partner Frankel got the rule overturned and got this guy who was an Ohio State junior at the time a multi-million-dollar deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. And the rest is history. Today they have dozens of players for the NFL, the MLB, Major League Baseball. Oh, wow. And the NHL. And here's what Duane Martin says. Are you ready for this one? We control more than $70 million in contracts. Wow. Wow. That's fabulous. I think that's great. And you know what's even cool? What? What? Oh, the Knicks called. He never played for the Knicks. Duane Martin never played for no damn Knicks. Look at him in the other room. Chewing his gum, a nervous mess at his computer. If you catch Art and he's in a real creative moment, he blinks his eyes real hard, like a real spaz. You know, he blinks all hard and stuff. He never played for the Knicks. No, he didn't. I got a phone call. John Starks called.
He got a tryout.
He had a tryout.
But
he
never played.
Whatever.
They said he never played.
Look how long Art's arms are when he holds them out. Oh, my God. Like he can swipe the whole station. One swipe. Okay, so earlier in the show, you guys, I read this fax, which is really interesting from this man, and I've gotten a lot of women responding. Here's one woman's response out of the many responses I got. And then I'm going to read this fax again, because that's the great thing about the bonus hour. It's an hour that's not particularly about anything, so I try to focus it on recapping some of the top stories of the day or just luxuriating in conversation. Maybe play a song or 10 or maybe none or one. You know, you understand? It's the bonus hour. I feel like this is the apple juice and hot rag hour, if you know what I'm saying, and I think you do.
Wow.
You know, after the pomp and circumstance, this is the where we're spooning. You know, a little apple juice, a hot rag, and I'm getting ready to go home. You don't have to go home, but you just got to get out of here. Anyway, listen. Wendy, I was sitting in my car when I heard you read the fax from the gentleman who sent it about men and marriage. I was looking on the WBLS website trying to get audio stream of you reading so that I could play it back for my boyfriend. We've been together since November of 1999. We moved in with each other in 2003 and have been living together ever since, but he hasn't proposed, not even an engagement. I have 2 children that aren't his. When we first met, I told him about my kids and laid it all out so there was no surprises. As much as he says he loves me and the kids, he still hasn't proposed. I went to school to better myself with a nursing career. And when I graduated, I was sure he was going to pop the question, but still nothing. Wendy, he's a great man. He's very motivated and giving, and I always know of his whereabouts. So I doubt he's been looking elsewhere all the time. But my question is, should I keep waiting? I mean, after that letter that you read from that man, Wendy, do you think that what that man said is true? On the facts, I'm about to read it to you all. When we talk about marriage, he says that he wants to, but there's always a reason why he can't. I just don't want to be wasting my time, Wendy. He just turned 30 and I'm about to turn 29. All of his friends are already married. His parents are still married to this day, so there's no reason for him not to want to get married from bad vibes of broken relationships, marriages. They've even asked him when we're getting married. Yada, 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 so on and so forth. Wendy, what if I'm making a big mistake? Please help me. Signed, still waiting in North Jersey. I know, it's tough. It might be that he's still shopping around and adding to the list a woman with no kids. And I hate to say it, and damn it, but it is what it is. If you're 28, about to be 29, and you have 2 children out from a previous relationship, and he's 30, and see a man, oh gosh. I mean, he might be looking around, and one of the things on his list would be a woman with 1 child, or preferably maybe no children. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, he seems like he loves you. He's been with you since 1999. You know, and then you just moved in together in 2003. Doesn't that seem like love? That seems like love. Maybe he's just not ready. I believe in just not ready. But this guy just drove the ball home when he wrote this. And I'm like, damn, are guys not ready because they're really ready? They're just trying to upgrade? Are they really just trying to upgrade with us share? All right, let me just read it. Let me shut up. Shut up. No, you shut up. How you doing?
How
right.
you doing?
All right, listen. Wendy. Let me just tell you about men in marriage. Don't fool yourself. It's not that complicated. This is from a man's point of view. Last week, we threw a bachelor party for one of our good friends. And then on Saturday afternoon, we stood beside him in our tuxes while he and his fiancée took their vows. And as I stood there looking across the room, I decided to write you, Wendy, to talk about marriage. I also realized that a lot of women may not want to hear the truth about men in marriage because the truth is so simple that they could not accept it without questioning their own relationship. But I'm here to tell you, don't fool yourself. It's not that complicated. The sad thing about it is that it took a woman to bring this to my attention. You see, I had this close friend of mine tell me that she was pursuing a stable man with a girlfriend. And when I asked her, did she feel wrong about doing it? She said, a girlfriend ain't nothing. Girls come and girls go. If a man is established and he isn't either married or engaged, then he is not that serious about her and he is fair game. And I thought about it for a minute and came to the cold conclusion. If a man is stable in his life and is in a relationship and is not married, then it's because he is not sure about the woman that he's with. He is not willing to commit to her and constantly has his eyes open for something better or is waiting for her to become that something better. Point blank. When he finds a woman that he is satisfied with, he will make her his wife. And ladies, sorry to tell you, but it doesn't take 4 or 5 years for a man to figure it out. It doesn't even take 2 or 3 years. The only reason that a man will get married after a long period of time is because he's tired of looking for something better. And trust me, that's definitely what he was doing all those years he's been with you. Damn, I just feel like I'm like kicked in the stomach. What?
I have a woman on the phone who said she did a forum on this in 2004, and that was her email.
All right, well, great. Well, I'm glad that I got it. I'm not saying I invented it. I'm just saying it came to me.
He didn't have nothing to do with it.
Well, so what? Whoever had something to do with it. Look, it doesn't matter where it comes from, woman. Did she leave her name? I can give her credit.
Cicely.
All right, Cicely. Hey. Well, Tracy sent it to me. And he made it seem like he was writing it to me. I don't care where it came from. The point is the jewels that are in here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So if you should happen to find yourself, ladies, in one of those long-term relationships, then maybe you should step back and take a look at yourself and wonder what it is that you're missing, that this man is not willing to, why this man isn't willing to fully commit. Don't make excuses to yourself and your girlfriend saying, oh, he's waiting until he gets a better job, or he's waiting until he finishes school, he's waiting until he moves from his apartment to a house. Don't fool yourself. It's not that complicated. Which one of those things can't be done with a wife or a fiance by your side? So, ladies, when you read this, think about your situation and that man that you're living with, or the one that you spend many nights over his house or him over your house. Think about your baby's father that you are still in a sexual relationship with. Think about your ex that you're still sexually active with. Think about your boyfriend, and definitely think twice before you brag on a relationship that's a couple of years old and you still have no commitment. Like I've said before, I'm a man and I know the situation. I've been there, and I know that we can come up with some extremely reasonable excuses. But ladies, don't fool yourself. It's not that complicated. And there it is in a nutshell. All right, let's break this up because I can see where I get enough facts as a phone call. We can play out the rest of the show with that. Alas, I've got something more interesting to read. Hit my Dateline music, Dave.
Alrighty.
Repeating one of our top stories today, the Callaways of Logan Street have been tooting the local Boy Makes Good horn since 1990. But they haven't seen or heard from the local boy, BET and NPR's Ed Gordon, who they lovingly call Eddie, in nearly 20 years. The Callaways, Dad Tim, Mother Ruth, and sons Mark 45 and David 41 have lived in the Detroit area since the 30s. And it was here, I got this from a Detroit newspaper. It was here where Shirley Callaway met and later married Ed Gordon's father, Henry, in 1941. It was quite a ceremony. Excuse me. It was a quiet ceremony at the courthouse, attended by a few family members, both sides of the family, including Tim Callaway, Shirley's brother. The world was a different place then because you just didn't think about mixing races. What they're saying is that Ed Gordon is mixed. Hold on, follow me. But Shirley was in love with Hank, that's Ed's father, and Hank was in love with Shirley. Eddie was the second grandchild in the Callaway clan, and it was no surprise to us that he would be a success because his head was always in the books. While they're proud of Ed, they feel that neglected by him. They haven't seen Ed Gordon since 1987 when he came home to Detroit for a family reunion for the Gordon side of the family. Ed and his father Hank visited the Callaway side of the family, bringing with them cakes and pies. Tim Callaway shares, "It was a nice surprise. We all got along well and everything seemed okay, but they've never heard from Eddie Gordon again." Tim's son Mark, Tim, by the way, is Ed Gordon from BET's father. Just follow along. Tim's son Mark believes that Ed might be ashamed of being half white. That's the only logical explanation because family just doesn't do that to family. We haven't even seen Taylor. That's Ed Gordon's 11-year-old daughter. I want my kids to meet her since she's their cousin. Mark's brother, David, agrees. Eddie was always a great guy, but I think ever since he got on TV, it's changed. I think Ed feels he's on BET, I think Ed feels that because he's on BET, it means that he can't keep in touch with the white side of his family. Ed Gordon's representatives aren't returning calls. What is the big deal about being half black, half white? No, Callaway Gordon family, I think you all need to dig deeper. You all just might be a stone cold embarrassment. In this day and age, do you forsake your family because you're mixed? So what? I mean, that's some real old school thing. That's akin to people only getting hooked up with other people because they want their baby to have good hair and light skin. I mean, that's very Negroidian. I don't believe that. I believe that there's a bigger story than just Ed Gordon doesn't want to acknowledge the white side of his family. Give me a break. Ed, I know you are not that shallow. I don't know you, but I ran into you in an elevator. By the way, you know he's 6'4", at least. I'm walking out of the elevator, mind in the clouds as usual. Even when I'm not with the show, I'm always thinking about, the show or, whatever. I think I was out in Los Angeles. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was out in Los Angeles, and my VH1 shoot crew was waiting in the lobby, and I was coming down. We were getting ready to go over to one of the whatever you just saw on the recent VH1 special. And I had my head down, and the door opened up, and I ran smack dab into this tall drink of water. And I looked up, and he said, "Hi, Wendy." And I said, "Hi, Ed." And that was it. And then I rushed off to my thing. But I didn't realize he was so tall. He was with a woman. Was he with a white woman? He might have been with a white one. I don't know. Hey, I didn't say it was romantic. I can't even remember if she was white. I had my mind on my own thing. I was about to blast some celebrities on the red carpet, so I got to get my game face on. Get out of my way, Ed Gordon. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what? And it turns out that was the big, 04 red carpet. And as I'm working the red carpet, I turned around and there's Ed Gordon with the same woman. Was she black or white? Was she black or white? Was she black? It doesn't even matter. The point is that he's a tall drink of water. I had no idea. Normally men on TV are so damn short. It's so disappointing when you meet them. Do you know what I mean? But he looked like Ed Gordon. Hey, Ed, your family in Detroit, calm them down. I think we need to probably go into a break. Is Harper here? Have you seen him? I never see one. How come we don't have a camera with a monitor so we can see all who comes in the front door? You know what I mean? I would love that. Oh, here comes Elise.
No, they're saying it's not true.
About Ed Gordon?
Yes, they said Henry is not even his father's name.
Well, then who are these crazy people? Why are they trying to, I mean, of all celebrities to make up stuff about, why Ed Gordon?
Ed
Gordon?
Hometown. He's from Detroit.
So what?
And that's what they're saying. They're very upset. His people are like, okay, they could have contacted them if they wanted to, because he's a hometown person. He has a good relationship with them, so they don't even understand. That's not his father's name, apparently. That's what they say.
Well, then who are these people?
I have no idea.
You would think that, you know, if people are going to make up stuff about a family, they'd pick a celebrity, you know, with I don't know.
Michael Jackson money?
Yeah, like that. Exactly.
I'm with you.
All right, Eddie. You didn't look like, I mean, you do look like you're half white and half black, but that's not a thing. I didn't think you were that small-minded to forsake the white side of your family, you know, because you're down with, you know, the Negroes over at BET.
No, and he's not even there anymore.
He's not?
No, he does 60 Minutes too. He does specials for them, and then he does NPR. But I mean,
well, they left off the biggest kudo on his resume, which is 60 Minutes, still trapping him with the BET mess and you know, NPR. Oh, Ed Gordon, carry on. Hey, he would never know this is out there if I didn't acknowledge it. So,
exactly.
you know, this is not me starting something. This is me starting it and finishing. Okay. Well, hey, Ed Gordon. It was nice to bump into you. All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back and play a little piece of a song. You know how we do. Or maybe nothing. Whatever. It is what it is. It's the Wendy Williams Experience on 107.5 WVLS.
Wake up with the BLS Morning Show.
Mad cow disease is back.
Oh, come on.
I'm not joking.
You're back with mad cow?
Yes, in Alberta.
You know, I got real scared when that first came out.
Really?
I went back to pork. I had chitlins for morning, noon, and just chitlins.
Because there's never been
a mad pig. You've never seen a mad pig. I hope they don't get a mad chicken.
Oh, no, black people
would be in trouble. If chickens could talk, they would say, I hate black people.
It's the BLS Morning Show. Weekday morning starting at 6.
107.5 WBLS.
Today's R&B and
Classic soul. Well, speaking of mad cow and chitlins and stuff, one of the top stories on the show today was that Chinese restaurant that got swooped down on by authorities for taking delivery on frozen, packaged rats, mice. I know mice are rats, but I'm talking about full-blown rats with the 15-inch tail, then little, like, lab mice. Oh, gosh, I have the girls digging through the garbage right now, and it's a thankless job. Girls, if you can find it the way I read it, I would just appreciate it. And all that Red Lobster's all over the faxes and stuff, but they're both over there working. Nobody spit a loogie in that garbage can, right? So it should be fairly clean garbage. Girls, never mind. I'll recap the best I can. Miss Wendy, I got to do better with saving some of my top story faxes. Okay, I'll tell you what it is in a nutshell. In Georgia, there was an arrest made this morning of a husband and wife who own a Chinese restaurant. They had gotten a call, the authorities, about this restaurant, and that this husband and wife were taking delivery on rats, mice, and something or another. Anyway, so the authorities went to the restaurant earlier this morning and did a full-blown search. And guess what they found all up in the freezer? Kittens, dogs, a hawk, an assortment of rats and mice and like that. For the purpose of putting in their food to the ancient Chinese secret, huh? So even though we hear things like that, is that it?
It's the name of it.
No, I don't want the name of it. You know what? It doesn't even matter. You know, at first I was like, well, what was the name of the restaurant? What was the name of the restaurant? But you know what? It almost doesn't even matter. I'm like so turned off. I don't want it anymore. Like, I want steamed vegetables, and that's it. You know, and a salad. And barely that, because the dressing's never good. You ever notice that? The dressing at Chinese restaurants is terrible. I gotta tell you something. D'Angelo looks like the twin of Old Dirty Bastard in his arrest picture. Did all you girls get a chance to see? Let me just pass this around the room. you can probably go to mugshot.com. That's where it was sent to me from. So, when you get home. And shout out to Susie John. I call him Susie. He's perfectly polite, and he always faxes on. Doesn't he look mess?
Oh, my God.
Doesn't he look like old DB? He's got one of them freeway beards. Art's from... Oh, wait, where is Art? I forgot what you call it in Philly. A lot of the guys have those beards, but he's got a freeway beard, but it just doesn't become D'Angelo. How does it feel? He's lost that body, honey. That body is buried under a layer of fat and all that musty, knotty hair on his face, and he just looks a mess. Just hot, greasy, and high. I said he looks hot, greasy, hot. Like, oh, well. Anyway, Susie John says, Wendy, your college friend was correct about aluminum. Not only is it a carcinogen, it is also linked with Alzheimer's. Susie John, that's what my friend in college used to say, not cancer, Alzheimer's. The first ingredient in deodorant, the first ingredient is always aluminum, and it's linked with Alzheimer's. So, as years gone by, that's why I always say, what stinks in here? Does anything stink? Because I only swipe. And I now, I follow up with the baby powder because I'm nervous. Then again, I don't want to go with no deodorant, but yeah. Then you wonder why I'm forgetting. Sometimes I'm in the middle of a sentence and I forget. I'm like, oh, too much deodorant. Shout out to Ian in Brooklyn who says, Wendy, I just put your old mixtapes on eBay for $250. I want to see if anyone bids on them. Ian, crazy. Guess who could have been on Desperate Housewives? Did I tell you this already, that Pam Anderson turned down Terry Hatchert's part on Desperate Housewives? She would have been good on that show. Shut up. And she regrets it. Here's her quote. Blonde is my trademark, so I said no. Now I could kick myself, as the show is simply great. I'm hoping to persuade them to give me a guest star role. Yeah, Pam, because you could be that savior that Heather Locklear used to be. It didn't work for LAX. But that show doesn't need saving. You just be an added bonus reason to watch the show, and you and Nicolette Sheridan can go at it. Wouldn't you love to see Pam Anderson on Desperate Housewives? I would love that. And while we're talking about Pam and blondes in Hollywood, well, there's word in Hollywood on the TV front that Farrah Fawcett and Ryan O'Neal, one of the most beautiful couples in the history of Hollywood, I think, even as they age, they're not aging. Well, I mean, that's plastic surgery, but, I'm just saying, they were gorgeous. All those teeth and all that tan skin, but she made a good couple with Lee Majors too. I remember when they got married. Anyway, they're not together in the romantic relationship that they were in for 17 years, but they've dated recently, and apparently they've done some footage together for her new show called Chasing Farrah, which is going... Oh, we found it! All right, forget Farrah Fawcett. Back to this, because I can... Give me my music. A popular Asian Chinese restaurant bistro here in Atlanta was closed down this morning after authorities received a tip that the owner was accepting shipments of rats and mice from a vendor to prepare in his dishes. The owner and his wife were arrested early this morning and charged. There's all kind of red lobster on this fax. Does it stink? The owner and his wife were arrested early this morning and charged with charges were not known at the time. After a full search of the kitchen, authorities found packaged rats, mice, kittens, puppies, and a large frozen hawk.
Oh, my God.
The restaurant is a popular gathering spot for local celebrities such as Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, Jermaine Dupri, Janet Jackson, Usher, Monica, Puffy, T.I., Ludacris, Little John, Tony Braxton, TLC, and others. The restaurant has locations off Peachtree Road and Alpharetta near North Point Mall. Are you gagging? Are you sick? So what are you eating for dinner tonight? I'm eating what I cook, and I'm not a big cook neesty. Dave just held up a sign saying all Negroes. Paying top dollar, I might add. I bet you this is one of those 5-star, dinner for two, $800. And still the duck sauce is $1.99 on the side. It just makes you want to cook at home. Doesn't it make you want to cook at home? Yeah, it'll be a cold day or at least a hot day in July before I eat Chinese food again. Yeah, totally. And imagine what's in the egg rolls. Oh, God. That's that extra hawk. And you know when they have the special on the menu? Special dumpling. Hawk booty. I'm so glad that my crock pot is simmering with homemade, every ingredient I cut up myself. At least I know what I'm eating tonight. Tomorrow's another subject because I don't cook double headers. Do you double head cook? Sometimes on Saturdays I'll cook, and then sometimes on Sunday I'll cook. But it's very rare to none that during the week it's a double header. Tomorrow we eat out. It's Friday. Anyway, John Tesh is coming back to TV. I guess that beautiful music thing got kind of boring. He's still married to Connie Selica, but they're bringing back A Current Affair and they want him to host. I'm not interested. But here's the quote. When the decision was made to bring back A Current Affair, we started to look at a number of people who could deliver the whole package. Honesty, charisma, strong on-air presence. Don't forget about that strong forehead. He's got a strong forehead. Who looks more like Frankenstein, John Tesh or Brian McKnight? Because Brian McKnight got a strong forehead, too. It's not really that Brian McKnight has a strong... Hey, Brian. It's not that you have a strong forehead, but you got that crease in your forehead. Anyway. Oh, shut up. I know. People are looking at the radio and saying, look who's talking. Oh, whatever. You all have already blasted me about my thing. I'm a woman of a certain age. I am what I am. It is what it is. You know, I'm over what you say. Anyway, strong on-air presence, a witty sense of humor, and the ability to tell a story that engages everyone. And so John Tesh was like their first choice. And the new A Current Affair is going to be launched in the spring. I can't get over Martin Bashir is going to be testifying against Michael Jackson. Oh, my God. That is going to be... I mean, this trial is going to be so greasy. Thank God E is going to be reenacting the whole thing. They have some kind of arrangements from within the courtroom, the E Entertainment does. They're going to be in the courtroom. And then when we get home at work at night, we'll be able to watch with real live actors reenacting everything. Isn't it fabulous? I mean, in a dramatic way. I mean, it's not fabulous, but as drama goes, bring it. And Martin Bashir, you are a slimy slime ball, but as drama goes, I love it. I love it. And all the drama unfolds when the trial is scheduled to begin January 31st. Bashir takes the stand on March 1st. They're not even waiting a beat before the drama unfolds. You know, like the first few days of a trial. I'll wait to tune in, 2 weeks from now, whatever. No, honey. You have to tune in right away. And repeat. Oh, I forgot to give away BLS tickets for Deaf Poetry Plugged In with Verizon Read Poetry Project, featuring Sonia Sanchez. This is happening at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. If your calendar is free for Friday, January 28th, be calling number 11 right now. Let's round out the show with a winner. And repeating one of the other top stories for today, which I think is really fabulous, Queen Latifah is going to be the host for the Grammy Awards. That's great. February 13th on CBS, the 47th Annual Grammy Awards. She's nominated for something or another, but she'll also be performing on the show. I wonder how many costume changes she'll have. I wonder if she's lost any more weight. I mean, because she does, exercise, but she likes to eat too, like we all do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're all just one cheeseburger away from a full-blown explosion. Many of us. Even when we lose the weight, we know the deal. What is that, my exit music? What are you trying to do? Push me out with a song? This is the bonus hour. I'll jump over that console and take up the needle. Thank you. Did you hear that Rita Marley is, the book is out. Shout out to Elisa back there booking, the 3-centimeter lady. Elisa, before you deliver, you think you can book Rita Marley on the show? Thank you. She's about to exhume his body. In other words, dig him up and lay him to rest in Ethiopia, which is his spiritual resting place. Rita wants him, the reburial to take place as a part of this month-long celebration. because Bob Marley would be turning 60. His birthday is next month. He died of cancer back in 1981. He was 46 years old. How come
That's gonna happen.
Huh?
That's going to happen.
Oh, Rita Marley?
Yeah, she's already on top of it.
Oh, she's on it. I remember reading a greasy statement made by Rita pertaining to Bob Marley and all the jump-offs and stuff. And I read it on the radio, like as part of, just chat with you guys like we're doing right now. You know what I mean? So I read it, and this is no lie, like 6 months ago. And I said to her, Elisa, she books the show. I said, Elisa, when Rita Marley's book comes out, because make no mistake, there's something in this chat for her, too. She's trying to sell books. And no doubt the book is probably going to be released on the anniversary of what would be his 60th birthday, just so that she can get all the, But anyway, well, there's no point in continuing on about it. We're going to have her in on the show. She'll talk about it. Are people really talking about Donald Trump's wedding? He's getting married any moment now. But he has another venture, too, a Caribbean cruise that he's trying to launch. The boat trip is going to begin in New York in September. And it's going to be an 8-day trip hosted by Donald Trump, featuring past contestants from his show, including Man, he just tries to squeeze every ounce out of his... I am not mad, though. I am not mad. He gets married next month, Donald Trump, and Mar-a-Lago, I think. I don't know that much about his wedding. For some reason, I don't care that much about it. I think I'm supposed to be caring. All right, you guys, it's time for me to go. Go home and check my crock pot and my clean food. No hawk meat. At least not tonight. Tomorrow's another story. We eat at a restaurant. All right, you guys. I love you for listening, not just to the bonus hour, but to any part of the show that you possibly can. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for keeping your dial set right here, where Vaughn Harper is up next on... Gee, how do I sign off? Hasta la bye-bye.